There is a financial habit that looks almost too small to matter. It can take less than 15 minutes. You do not need a six-figure salary. You do not need to understand the stock market. You do not need to start a business, buy real estate, or discover some secret investment. And yet, if you consistently do this one thing every day, your financial life can begin moving in a completely different direction. The habit is simple. Every single day, make at least one decision that increases your net worth. Not your appearance, not your lifestyle, not your temporary happiness, your net worth. Because there is a huge difference between looking financially successful and actually becoming financially stronger. And in 2026, that difference matters more than ever. The Federal Reserve's latest household survey found that 63% of US adults said they could cover a hypothetical $400 emergency using cash, savings, or a credit card they could pay off at the next statement. That means roughly 37% could not do so without borrowing, selling something, or struggling to cover the expense. That number is important. But the deeper problem isn't simply that some people don't earn enough. It is that financial behavior is usually repeated every day. And repeated behavior eventually becomes financial reality. Think about two people earning the same $70,000 salary. They both wake up Monday morning. One spends $18 on breakfast, scrolls through shopping apps during lunch, orders $32 of food that evening, and tells himself he'll start saving when his income increases. The other person makes a different decision. Maybe they cook breakfast. Maybe they skip one unnecessary purchase. Maybe they transfer $10 into savings. Maybe they spend 20 minutes learning a skill that could increase their income. Maybe they pay an extra $15 toward a credit card balance. None of those decisions looks life-changing, but that's exactly why people underestimate them. Financial freedom is rarely created by one dramatic decision. It is usually created by hundreds of ordinary decisions that point in the same direction. And this is where the habit begins. Every day, ask yourself one question. What can I do today that makes tomorrow's financial position slightly stronger? That is the rule. But there is an important distinction. You are not trying to become obsessed with money. You are training yourself to stop making financial decisions automatically. Because automatic behavior is one of the biggest enemies of wealth. A person can earn more money and still remain financially trapped if every increase in income immediately becomes a larger apartment, a newer car, more subscriptions, more restaurants, more convenience, and more monthly obligations. The Federal Reserve's 2024 household data showed something revealing. Among adults who said they always had money left over at the end of the month, 85% reported having savings to cover 3 months of expenses. Among those who never had money left over, only 13% reported having that kind of emergency savings. The lesson isn't that everyone can simply spend less. Real life is more complicated than that. Housing costs money. Food costs money. Healthcare costs money. Families have obligations. And some households genuinely don't have enough income. But for people who do have some financial margin, the critical question becomes, what happens to that margin? Does it disappear? Or does it become an asset? That is why your daily decision matters. Because every day gives your money somewhere to go. It can go toward consumption, or debt, or convenience, or status, or entertainment, or it can go toward your future. And you don't need thousands of dollars to begin. Suppose your daily decision is simply to protect $10. $10 sounds insignificant, but $10 a day is about $300 a month, or $3,650 a year. If that money is consistently saved or invested, the number becomes much more meaningful. And this is where time enters the equation. The SEC's Investor.gov explains that regular investing combined with time allows compound growth to work in your favor. Its examples show how the monthly amount required to reach a long-term target can rise dramatically when someone starts investing later. So the real advantage isn't that you saved $10 today. The advantage is that you trained yourself to repeat the behavior. But here's where this becomes even more powerful. Your daily wealth decision does not always have to involve saving money. Sometimes the best financial decision is to make more money. Spend 20 minutes improving a professional skill. Update your résumé. Research a higher paying position. Learn how to negotiate. Build a portfolio. Contact a potential client. Study something that could eventually increase your earning power. Because there are two sides to wealth. How much you keep and how much you can produce. If your income is $40,000 and you spend almost everything, cutting one small expense helps. But if you spend years increasing your earning ability from $40,000 to $60,000, $80,000, or beyond while keeping your lifestyle under control, you have created something much more powerful. Income creates opportunity. Behavior determines what happens to that opportunity. Now comes the step-by-step system. Step 1. Check your financial position every day. Not for an hour. 5 minutes is enough. Look at your recent spending. Look at your checking account. Look at your credit card balance. Ask yourself where yesterday's money went. The purpose isn't guilt. It is awareness. You cannot change a financial behavior you refuse to see. Step 2. Make one wealth positive decision every day. Maybe you cancel something you don't need. Maybe you transfer 5. Maybe you pay down debt. Maybe you invest. Maybe you avoid an impulse purchase. Maybe you spend 30 minutes developing a valuable skill. The amount matters less than the direction. Step 3. Make the decision automatic whenever possible. If your financial system depends entirely on motivation, eventually motivation disappears. Automate savings. Automate investing where appropriate. Schedule debt payments. Separate money for bills and goals. The goal is to make the financially intelligent choice easier than the financially destructive one. Step 4 is where most people fail. Do not immediately spend every financial improvement. Imagine you receive a $500 raise. Your old financial identity says, I can finally afford more. Your new identity asks, how much of this can I turn into freedom? Maybe $300 improves your future. Maybe $200 improves your present. The exact percentage depends on your situation. But the principle is powerful. When income rises, don't automatically allow your lifestyle to rise at the same speed, because lifestyle inflation can quietly consume the very progress you were waiting for. And there is one final step. Every Sunday, review the 7 decisions you made that week. Not your entire financial life, just the decisions. Ask, did I move money toward my future? Did I reduce something I owe? Did I avoid unnecessary spending? Did I improve my earning ability? Did I protect my savings? If the answer is yes more often than no, you are building something more valuable than a temporary financial win. You are building an identity. The identity of someone who does not simply earn money, someone who directs money. And that distinction changes everything. Because staying broke is not always caused by one catastrophic mistake. Sometimes it is the accumulation of thousands of tiny decisions that all point backward. One unnecessary purchase, one ignored bill, 1 month without saving, 1 year without increasing your skills, one raise that disappears into a more expensive lifestyle. None of these moments feel significant until you look back 10 years later, and suddenly the small decisions aren't small anymore. They have become your financial life. So don't wake up tomorrow and tell yourself that you're going to become rich. That's too vague. Instead, wake up and make one decision that makes you financially stronger than you were yesterday. Save something, invest something, pay something down, learn something valuable, earn something extra, avoid something unnecessary, then do it again tomorrow, and the day after that. Because the real secret isn't that one daily decision will magically make you wealthy. It won't. The secret is what happens when your daily decisions begin working together. Your savings creates a cushion. Your cushion reduces financial stress. Lower stress can improve your decisions. Better decisions protect more money. More money gives you more choices. More choices create more freedom. And eventually, you stop asking, how do I survive this month? You start asking, what do I want my money to make possible? That is the transformation. The goal was never simply to have more dollars sitting in an account. The goal was to become the kind of person who consistently sends those dollars toward a better future. Because wealth is not built only when you get lucky. It is built when ordinary days stop working against you. And perhaps that is the most important financial habit you can build in 2026. Every day, do one thing that makes your future self financially stronger than the person who woke up this morning. Do that long enough, and your life may eventually look completely different. Not because one day changed everything, but because you stopped letting your days change nothing.